This just changed everything, and most people still don't realize it. Here's what just happened, and you need to understand how big this is. Because what we're witnessing right now is nothing short of a complete reshaping of North American trade dynamics. Canada just doubled down on its China deal. And this isn't some minor adjustment or symbolic move. This is Prime Minister Mark Carney's government looking directly at Donald Trump's threats, his warnings of 100% tariffs, and saying, "We're doing this anyway." Let me walk you through exactly what went down, because the details matter. They matter enormously. In January, Mark Carney went to Beijing, not Washington, Beijing. And while he was there, Canada and China finalized a comprehensive trade agreement that fundamentally alters the economic landscape of this continent. China agreed to reduce tariffs on Canadian agricultural products, canola, lobsters, peas, real products from real Canadian farmers and fishermen who've been getting squeezed for years. But here's the part that has Washington losing its mind. Canada dropped its tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles from 100% down to 6%, and they're allowing up to 49,000 Chinese-made EVs into Canada annually. Now, Trump had warned Canada. He stood up in January and threatened 100% tariffs on all Canadian goods if this deal went through. He said Canada would become a drop-off port for Chinese products, aimed at the American market. The usual fear-mongering, the usual pressure tactics that have defined U.S.-Canada relations for far too long. And you know what happened? Carney did it anyway. And this is so much bigger than just trade numbers on a spreadsheet. For decades, Canada has been economically tethered to the United States in a way that's been, let's be honest, suffocating. Roughly 75% of Canadian exports have traditionally gone south of the border. That kind of dependence gives the United States enormous leverage, and it has used it. Trump's threats weren't new. They were just louder. But what Carney is doing, what this China deal represents, is Canada finally saying enough is enough. The goal is clear: dramatically increase non-U.S. exports by 2035, not small adjustments, real diversification. So no single country, especially not the United States, can hold Canada's economy hostage, and the timing couldn't be more perfect. Because right now, American pressure tactics are backfiring in spectacular fashion. Trump thought his 100% tariff threat would make Canada back down. Instead, it accelerated Canada's pivot to China. It proved exactly why diversification is necessary. It made Carney's case better than any speech ever could. And this isn't theoretical. Real industries are already seeing results. The beef industry? China reopened its market after a ban since 2021. That's access to one of the world's largest beef markets, jobs, revenue, stability. Farmers growing canola, lobster, and peas. Lower tariffs mean more sales and better livelihoods. And then there's electric vehicles. By slashing tariffs on Chinese EVs, Canada is positioning itself at the forefront of the transition. These are affordable vehicles people actually want. Meanwhile, the American auto industry has been slow, expensive, and out of touch. China is leading on EVs, and Canada just gave its citizens access. Now look at Washington. The reaction tells you everything. Panic. Because the realization is hitting too late. The old pressure tactics don't work anymore. Canada called the bluff. The United States relied on economic dominance for so long, it forgot Canada has options. A G7 nation, massive resources, a skilled workforce, global partnerships. That 100% tariff threat? It wasn't strength. It was the moment Canada decided to move on. And now American businesses face the consequences. Because if those tariffs actually happen, Americans lose access to Canadian lumber, energy, agriculture, and auto parts. Supply chains break. Costs rise. For what? To punish Canada for acting independently. Meanwhile, China is winning. Big. No threats. No pressure. Just a deal. A deal that treats Canada as an equal partner. And in doing so, China gains market access, a foothold in North America's EV market, and proves to the world there's an alternative to American dominance. No conflict. Just strategy. And other countries are watching. They're watching Canada diversify. Watching U.S. pressure fail. Watching China position itself as a reliable partner. This goes far beyond trade. This is about sovereignty. Canada asserting its right to make decisions without Washington's permission. For too long, the assumption was Canada had to align with U.S. interests first. Carney is rejecting that. Canada will act in its own interest. Full stop. And that's what makes this so threatening. Because if Canada can do it, what's stopping others? Mexico, Europe, Asia. The entire system depends on countries believing they have no alternatives. Canada just proved they do. And nowhere is this clearer than electric vehicles. The future is electric. That's reality. China leads in affordable EV production. The U.S. response? Tariffs to protect legacy industries. Canada's response? Open the market. Give people better options. And it's going to work. Lower prices, faster adoption, more competition. Meanwhile, American consumers pay more for less. That's not Canada's problem. That's America's. And in agriculture, the impact is immediate. Beef producers regain access to China. Farmers get competitive pricing. Communities stabilize. And what did the U.S. offer? Threats. No alternatives. No solutions. So when it's threats versus opportunity, the choice is obvious. Looking ahead, this is just the beginning. Canada will pursue deals with India, Europe, Southeast Asia, Latin America. The strategy is clear: diversify everything. And as that happens, the power dynamic shifts. U.S. threats lose weight. Canada gains leverage. The relationship becomes more equal, whether Washington likes it or not. And here's the twist. Trump made this happen. His tariff threat didn't stop the deal. It made it inevitable. He made it urgent. Politically viable. Necessary. Every threat pushed Canada further away. And now the consequences are real. This is a lesson in how economic coercion is failing. The global economy has changed. Countries have options now. Canada is proving it. And others are learning. This is bigger than one deal. It's a shift in how power works. And for Canadians, it's personal. This is about respect, about not being treated as a subordinate, about making decisions based on Canadian interests. And that resonates across farmers, workers, consumers. Carney understands that. Standing up isn't just policy. It's politics, and it works. So what happens next? The ball is in America's court. Follow through on tariffs and trigger a trade war that hurts itself, or back down and lose credibility. Either way, the leverage is gone. Canada moves forward, diversifying, expanding, strengthening, and the old dynamic? It's ending. That's what just happened. That's why it matters. And this is Canada choosing its own path, no matter the pressure.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम दोस्तों, जो है कि आपको हमारी वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो जो है कि हमारी वीडियो को लाइक कर दें और हमारे चैनल को भी लाजमी से सब्सक्राइब कर दें। और दोस्तों जो है कि आपको ऐसे वीडियो चाहिए तो हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें और जो है कि बेल के आइकन को प्रेस करके ऑल पे सिलेक्ट कर लें ताकि ऐसे मज़ीद वीडियोस आपके पास पहुंचते रहें। तो चलिए दोस्तों जो है कि मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में। तो आपने हमारे चैनल को लाजमी से सब्सक्राइब कर देना है और हमारी वीडियो को भी लाइक कर देना है। तो अल्लाह हाफिज़ दोस्तों, अगली वीडियो में मिलते हैं।